This is a video for all spiritual seekers that are here to create their dream life and are done with settling for less, for continue to listening to your limitations. This is really a video that will unlock your creative ability to create reality and to manifest reality to the best of your ability. This is based on Akashic record knowledge that I've been receiving for the Sacred Alignment Academy, and it's just so powerful. I want to share it with you because it can completely unlock how you are navigating life. So I created a little presentation for you. Let's dive in. I'm here to make your 2026 an absolute blast, where you are completely able to navigate all of the energies and are able to clearly create what you're here to create. So let's go. How to fully create your heaven on earth in 2026. The Akashic records are very strongly, constantly saying, we are here for people to let them know that they can create heaven on earth. So we kind of forgot, or it was suppressed, but not anymore. We're not living in a time anymore where that consciousness has any power. It's really time for us to step into our own creative ability. But what is the problem with most people that are trying to create? Now, one of the problems is people are too much in the mind. You know, our education system is just like this constantly grading you on the mind, right? And the higher education are for the best minds. But the mind is not at all a tool that is properly able to create a future. It's very based on the past and is able to process all of the senses in the current moment. But it will only manifest a future based on what it already knows. And that means that you can loop. When you are in your mind, you can loop, or you feel you're in a rat race and you're constantly chasing, but never really arriving. This is not a great state to be in. And this only can get you that far, but it is very limited to what you already know. So maybe you know a little bit more and you grow a little bit more, and you know a little bit more and you grow a little bit more. But this is a very linear way of growing. This is old consciousness. And because you're here and I know you're a spiritual seeker, you kind of know that the mind is not the all that is, and the mind is not fully able, at least our own mind, our human mind is not fully able to create a future reality, to let us grow exponentially and to do things that have never been done before. That needs some kind of loosening and surrendering to places outside of the mind. So then what most people do, and what you hear a lot in the spiritual community, is then, okay, let's go into the heart, right? The heart is this beautiful center that is always in the moment, that can look a little bit into the future. The heart really responds before something bad is happening. You can already feel it in your heart, and this is proven scientifically that this is also done so, but anyone who is in touch with their heart will feel that the heart has messages to share, that the heart is here to support. And what Joe Dispenza and his work has been very much popularizing, which I really love, is that the heart is also a magnetic field. We are able to create from the heart. When we're in the heart, our magnetism grows, which makes it not that we're chasing all the time, but that there are things attracting to us. And this is really beautiful. But again, according to the model that I'm here to share with you, this is quite limited. This is, and let me make sure that my microphone is a little bit closer. This is quite limited because now we're only in the heart, and we have this genius mind that kind of goes onto the back burner. So kind of a first step that you quickly realize when you're in the heart is that you're constantly in this magnetic flow, and you might feel way better than when you come from the mind. But you will also kind of go into circles because the heart might too want everything different every day. Sometimes you wake up and the heart wants to create. Another time it wants to see a friend. Another time it wants to I don't know what your heart wants, but maybe take rest, maybe go to a spa day, maybe watch Netflix, maybe just do nothing, maybe enjoy the sun. And it will just do that. And if you just continually do that, you don't have much direction other than just constantly being in the flow. And that might get you to incredible places. But the picture already becomes a little bit more complete when you combine the heart as the center, the heart as the leader, with the brain, but not the brain as the leader, the brain as the servant, the brain as the. So you receive, like this is kind of the dynamic. You receive information from the heart first, because the heart is able to look into the future and know what's best for you, what truly is best for you. And then you use your mind, your logical thinking, your imagination, and on all the faculties, your language, all the faculties that are in the mind, you use that to amplify the messages from the heart. This already becomes a little bit more complete. And one thing that I really like is to establish brain-heart coherence. So when the heart is listening to the mind and the mind is listening to the heart, and you consciously develop that connection by meditating, by really visualizing this connection, by really feeling the heart messages and the mind messages at the same time, and allowing them to synchronize, they kind of can get in the same rhythm. And again, if you haven't heard of Joe Dispenza yet, like, where have you been? He is huge in this field, and he has scientifically so much data that shows that when this happens, all of your brain waves and your heart start to just like dance to the same beat. They really start to get very coherent. This is a state of coherence, and this is beautiful. This gets you into the flow state. This is incredibly beautiful. But this system is very limited compared to the system that I want to share with you today. What I'm going to share with you, if you truly listen to your own being, all of it that I'm going to share with you is already inside of you. It might not be unlocked yet, but it's already inside of you. But if you truly follow this system, you will be able to create so fast and with so much aliveness and with so much energy. You might not recognize yourself anymore. That was first only mental creation or only heart creation or brain-heart coherent creation. You will have so much fun and use every faculty of your genius being. Your system is absolutely beautiful. That's why I started this. Like, what I'm going to share with you is quite spiritual. So that's why I shared at the beginning, like, this is only for spiritual seekers, want to create a life. If you're not spiritual, get spiritual. No, but what I mean with that is this is going to be only for open minds that are here to explore something deeper than brain heart coherence. This system came true this year in 2025, just while I was setting up a community, but I didn't know yet what the community was about. This system came true, and it is such a beautiful framework, and it's so easy to implement. It doesn't take much time, and you will know that this is working because you will get more and more coherent. And we did a lot of reflection these days, and many of my community members said, oh my god, this was one of the highest timeline shifts that I have experienced, because I joined this place, because I found this system and this way of living. So I want you to have the same. I want you to have almost a timeline shift that puts you on a higher level of reality, a higher level of creation, just by following this video along. So if you haven't yet, take notes, get some pens, get some paper, take notes, because you will know exactly where is maybe the crux of your manifestation and your creation by following what we're going to discuss. Let's go. I would love to share it with you. Brain and heart together is amazing, but there are way more centers in your beautiful body. And I'm gonna see if I can move my head a little bit again. So these are called the chakras, and the chakras are special vortexes of energy that all govern a certain thing. They're all linked to a gland inside of the body. They're all linked to certain organs inside the body. And they are kind of governing your energy system. If you are able to move from these chakras, the heart is one, right? The brain has one, maybe two, but there are way more. The main system, the main teaching says that we can see 7 main energy centers. There are more than that, but those are smaller vortexes and smaller energy centers. Now we're going to only focus on the 7, but if you are really into chakras, you can expand your system based on what I'm going to share with you. If you're going to listen to this system, you will not look like just this body that's just standing there in a standing Shavasana. You will way more look like this all the time. And I love that for you. I would love to have you such a life that you're every day like, yes, and this is me and I'm here and I love it. I love to be alive. This is what happens when all the chakras start to fully open in your favor. So if that's not happening currently, or if you have been feeling very tired or have been feeling hard to wake up, I had definitely days this year and even this month where I just felt not excited to go into work. And by looking back at the system, I knew exactly where the problem was. So every chakra that goes from the root to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, which we already discussed, the magnetic center, to the throat, to the third eye in between your eyebrows, all the way to the crown on top of your head. These all govern different things in your life. And when you are able to create from this full spectrum, you will be unstoppable. So what does this mean? What do these things govern? Let's say you have a new ID. And this new ID is part of you creating heaven on earth, you creating your new world, your new thing, your 2026 ID. I want us to go through 7 questions that are based on you creating this ID that will immediately show you where you probably are open and where you are blocked. So, the root question would be, do I feel safe doing this? You might want to be a public speaker, but you are scared. You might want to do a TED Talk, but you are scared of people judging you. You don't feel safe. So whatever you might do in your heart or whatever you might do in your mind, if the root says this is not a safe situation, you're going to have a very hard time going there. I don't want that for you. And I will share after these questions, I will share methods of every chakra that will be able to open your energy center and to let it flow so that you can feel safe while you're doing your new thing. So do you feel safe when you think about your plan, when you think about the execution of that plan and what it will probably take? Do you feel safe? Do you feel, oh yeah, that is a clear, safe path and I can walk that path? Or do you feel anxiety? Do you feel fears of judgment or of if people are gonna like it or if you're gonna lose your friends or whatever, right? There can be all kinds of fears. Even me starting this YouTube channel, I didn't feel safe at the beginning. I needed to work on my root chakra before I was able to do this. When we move up to the sacral energy, we look at your ID is, do you feel creative energy when you think about this ID? And maybe one of the best ways to feel that is, or do you feel turned on, excited? Do you feel there's something happening in your body? Your body gets warmer or more open when you are considering this, when you think about this. If it's not that, it's going to be hard to continue the pursuit because it might take a couple months. And you will be way more carried by life if the ID turns you on, if the ID just fuels you with creative energy. The solar plexus question would be, do you feel confident to do this? Do you feel you're the right person to do this? Is it, or do you actually might feel, maybe you feel like an imposter? Well, or maybe you feel like, yeah, I don't know, there are other experts that are way more better than this. I don't know if I am fitting in this world. I don't know if I see myself on camera. That's the opposite of confidence. It's going to be really hard if you're only creating from brain and heart coherence, but you're not feeling, you already see that this is a more complete system, because if you're only in the heart and the mind, which is amazing, but you don't feel safe, or there's no creative energy, or you don't feel confident, then it's going to be very hard to push yourself forward. So it's really good to ask yourself these questions about this ID, not to judge yourself, not to immediately discard the ID, but to just see where in this ID am I already aligned with it, and where am I not in alignment yet. Now comes the heart. And the heart, a simple and great question is, do I love the ID? And do I love the steps that would get me to the realization of that ID? For example, if you want to open a YouTube channel, maybe you love the idea of a YouTube channel, but also the steps. How about making a video every week? Do you like that idea? Right? Maybe you want to lose weight, and you like the idea of losing that weight, but do you like the idea of changing your nutrition and going to the gym twice as much as you're currently doing? If you like both of those, the heart is in a great place. Congratulations. If one of those is not feeling that good and you're not loving it and you don't like the idea of it, it might be really nice to take a look at alternatives, or to see if you can change your perspective on it. Or maybe just to see or try for a little bit, because both the individual steps and the end result need to be loved by your heart and need to feel good. Like when you think about it, your heart kind of needs to feel open and relaxed and like a yes. If that heart feels like that, you're on a good place. Okay, let's take a big deep breath. We're going into the throat. Can you speak about this idea with authenticity? Now, speaking is one thing, but do you feel truth while you are speaking? If that's not the case, people will spot that. People will say like, yeah, okay, I see you're excited, but I don't think you're really walking the talk here. I don't think you're authentic in your expression. You really need to have some kind of, maybe part of your story that grounds you into truth, or part of your experience that just knows that to be true. Like, for example, I didn't believe in the chakras. I didn't believe it until I saw them literally and I felt them in my body. And then I was like, all right, okay, this is clear as day. They're here. I see them. I see how they're moving. I feel which ones are open and not. It was actually in a breathwork session that I did. And I started to feel all of that and see all of that. I was like, yeah, this is for me no doubt anymore if this is existing or not. I felt them in my body, and since that moment I feel truth and authenticity when I talk about the chakras. And if somebody says to me what I would say to me a couple of years ago, like, yo, chakras, that's just, I don't resonate with that idea. I'm saying like, this is not an idea. I just know it's not an idea. I felt it in my system. Just like you feel your heart beating, the heart is not an ID. The heart is an actual beautiful organ and blood pump and has all kinds of amazing functionalities, but it's not an ID, right? The chakras are not an ID anymore to me. They are just as real as my organs. They're just part of the body. And when you have that in your story or in your idea or in what you want to create, and you feel just certain that it's true, your communication will reach so much further and your throat chakra will be fully open. But if you start to feel talking about the idea like, yes, I want to write a book, but you know the voice chakra starts to, your throat starts to kind of close and lose its energy when you start talking, there is something for you to explore there. Okay, let's move up to the third eye. Is my vision clear on this idea? Simple question, but a lot of people are not as clear on their vision. And that's why I really love that these days with the community, we are reflecting on 2025 and 2026 and making our vision crystal clear. It's so nice. It's really nice to be with them reflecting because, you know, like you just see, if you just spend a little bit more time on an idea or a resolution, that you can not only have a simple idea, but you can have all the details ready and you can see the details in front of you. They become alive. That's when you know the vision is getting clear. When you know exactly what you want. If it's a new house, let's say you want to have a new house, you're not just saying I want a new house. You might know the exact amount of rooms, which location, how much light it has, which orientation the terrace has or the garden has, which trees you want to put in your garden, or you can maybe already design the living room. You can maybe already design the sleeping rooms or dedicate some of the rooms to what you want to dedicate these rooms to. There you get more specific. The price, right? You can say, okay, it's going to be this price or around this price or lower than this price. And these are going to be all the features. Now you're getting in more specific territory. The more specific you are, the more clear your vision is, the easier it will be to discern what is good for you and what is not good for you. And otherwise, everything just seems like a possible option and you're kind of wandering around. So with a clear vision and discernment on that vision, it's a really powerful skill that makes your third eye, your mental eye, become alive. And you can use your mind's eye and ask it questions to make your vision more specific. Now, finally, the crown, and this is also very important, is this idea nourishing my soul? Your soul, not anyone else's soul. Is this nourishing your soul? Why? Because I was in a job that had everything on paper and my parents were proud of me, and you know, like I was doing computer science and I studied for that, and I was earning well, and all the things were arranged, and I felt miserable. The idea was really nice when it comes to my parents and them feeling safe about me and all of that, and about what society thinks about success, but it completely sucked for me. It absolutely sucked my energy. Like, it drained me every week. I didn't like it. I didn't like how less time I had for the things that gave me energy. I just wanted to sit on a couch after work, you know, eat, sit on a couch, and then go back to work. It was just really, on a soul level, the opposite of nourishing. And I want you to only, from this moment forward, if you haven't already, to only do things that are soul nourishing for you. Only do it like that. Do nothing else anymore. You can decide that. And some of you might be like, yeah, but I need to do that. No, I need to do this. No, that's not true. There are people that actually have that in their soul nourishment. Yeah, but I need to do my bookkeeping. There are people that love numbers. They are here to understand and help people with numbers. If that's not your forte, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything yourself too. If you are able to put you in a position where you do what nourishes your soul, you also allow others to help you what nourishes their soul. And in so doing, everyone gets nourished. Everyone gets energized. And that's part of the heaven on earth concept that the Akashic Records are always talking about, that we're creating in the Sacred Alignment Academy. And I want to tell you, like, okay, these questions are amazing and it might show you exactly what you need to work on. Now, I want to make sure that after watching this video, you know exactly what to do. So for every chakra, I'm going to give a beautiful suggestion. There are way more ways. This is a very deep system, but I wanted to keep it practical and simple for you to take action on it right away. But know that you can continue explore this topic and just dive into it to fully make sure every energy center is open, alive, and you feel really good about all of these levels of creation that you can create from. Let's start with the root again. So what can you do with the root? Grounding is incredibly important for the root, and knowing that this moment is safe. Your mind is very good in creating unsafety while you're perfectly safe. Yes, but I need to pay the bills in 2 weeks and I'm not having enough money on my bank account. You have enough money on your bank account right now. You have no clue which kind of money can come into your space. But you feel unsafe now for a moment that might not ever happen in 2 weeks from now. That's the mind, right? But you will distort your root chakra with it, and it will feel unsafe now for something that might be in the future. Yeah, but this person will go on a travel and it goes to a very unsafe country, and I really am freaking out. That person will leave in 3 months from now. In this moment, everyone is safe. This moment that you're listening, everyone is safe. So it's really good to center yourself back into the moment and to realize, like, am I attacked right now? No. Is my house burning? No. Like, everything is completely safe right now. And just to say that to yourself and to say that to your body, it's safe right now. And say it maybe a couple times. See what it does to your body. I am safe right now. I am safe right now. Ooh. That might have already dropped some stress or pressure from your field just by saying that. It's very, very important that you know that 99.99999% of the time you're actually completely safe. And all the time that doesn't feel like that is your mind projecting false future realities onto you right now. And you don't need it anymore in 2026. You never needed it, but you really don't need it anymore. It's an overactive fear system, while we are safer than ever. Another thing that can really help if you're not feeling safe is stop watching the news, or only watch positive news, because the news is like the main intention is to make you feel scared and unsafe and removes you from your power. Let's not do that. You're powerful, and let's not use these kind of inputs and media channels to stop you from creating your heaven on earth. All right. Grounding, I mean very literally grounding, by the way. Like, go into your garden, spend time in nature, bare feet on the earth, go into the sea, spend time in the sea. Don't go to the pool, go to the sea, Go really into the grass with bare feet, at least 10-20 minutes each day, and just connect with earth. Or sit and read a book against a tree instead of in a chair. Like, ground. Allow your body to be in touch with earth. It really helps you feel safe. It really helps stabilizing your root chakra. The sacral chakra. Know that you are a creative genius. And even if you don't believe that you're a creative genius, you are a creative genius. You're a complete masterpiece when it comes to your genius and your uniqueness of your genius. And that genius is here to create. Now you might, like I did and many people do, that I'm also teaching and coaching. I'm I'm not a creative. I never paint. I never sing. I don't write. They think that the creativity is linked to creative art. It's not. Creativity is everything that comes from nothing and turns into something. For example, a great conversation with a friend. You can call somebody right now that you're thinking about and just call them. And if they pick up, you might just say, like, hey, I was thinking of you. I really appreciate you having in my life. How are you doing? There you created a powerful and beautiful conversation that might be nourishing for the both of you and might spring new insights, opportunities, whatever. You can create all of that. So you might not think, you might not be a creative artist, but you definitely are creative. You can create conversations, you can create events, you can create dinner tables, you can create walks, you can create, like literally everything. A moment of silence, right? In a busy conversation, hey, shall we just take a step back and just breathe for a moment before we continue this conversation? You created space and silence in that moment. So you are creative, and see creativity in a way broader sense. And see what your genius, your uniqueness, loves to put into existence. You might want to fix cars. You might want to play tennis. You might want to just take walks in forests. These are all creative acts, and you can invite people into it, and it can be very beautiful and very nourishing for many. So just know that you're a creative genius, and reconsider creativity and look at your own life and see, what do I like to bring into existence naturally? Maybe even when you were a child, but still, what is in your mind that wants to come out of you? And it doesn't have to be a creative art. It can be a creative art, beautiful, but it doesn't have to be. So I can continue on this topic, but I want to make this video short and concise so you can start creating heaven on earth right now. Know, when it comes to the solar plexus, this is my my thing for the solar plexus, and that is, I want to shift my head. Know that you are the right person. What do I mean with that? The ID that you have is in you for a reason. A lot of people don't have that ID. So know that when you receive an ID, your radio antenna was in the right frequency for that ID. And because you are able to receive this ID, you automatically are the right person. And even if you think, yeah, but so many people are already doing it, nobody's doing it like you. And your way might be really nice. Might be really, really, really nice, like a breath of fresh air. So don't stop yourself saying, other people are already doing it. I might not just be the right person for it. I don't have any experience. No, that you have that ID in your head right now is the perfect reason and proof that you are the right person for that ID. I don't have that ID. You have that ID. Your neighbor doesn't have that ID. You have that ID. Go for it. You are it. You can lean on that. It can create a lot of confidence. It might seem too simple to be true, or too simple to actually be, but try. Try just saying to yourself, you know what? I am the right person for this. I am the right person to bring this into existence. It's in my field. It's in my mind. It's in my thoughts. It feels good in my heart. I am the right person for this. Say it to yourself. Allow your body to know that you're the right person for this, and to know that you're a creative genius, and to know that you're safe. Let's go. Now it's time for the heart. The heart is a very complex and beautiful thing, and you can do a lot of things to heal the heart, to open the heart. One main thing that I really love is to see yourself through the eyes of love. And we did a very powerful exercise a couple days ago with the community, where we thought about a being that is completely based in love. Now, that can be Jesus for you, that can be Buddha for you, but that can also be an angel, a non-physical being. That can be one of your parents or your grandparents. It's just some embodiment of love. And we would visualize them in front of us. And then we would switch perspectives and we would look at how they see us. So we looked at ourselves through the eyes of love. Whoa. That's very powerful, and it immediately shows all the ways that we are blaming ourselves, shaming ourselves, doubting ourselves, that is, or just simply not loving ourselves, while you are completely loved. Like, this reality is based in the field of love. As soon as you move out of this world, you are enveloped in love, and you came from a place completely in love. There's just a lot of love around this reality and inside of this reality. It's completely based in those frequencies. By you seeing yourself through the eyes of love, you actually see a more real version of yourself than your mind. And a lot of things start to open up for you if you truly see yourself like that. And this is not narcissistic. Narcissistic is kind of up leveling you to be better than the rest. But no, see everything through that lens. Not only see you through that lens, see you through that lens, but see everyone through that lens. See everything through that lens. Allow yourself to just explore that experiment, and you will notice how beautiful this world really is. And it will open your heart space a lot. When it comes to the throat, very simple, but go to speaking lessons and voice activations or voice activations. Singing lessons can also help. The throat just wants to speak. And I'm gonna this year, one of my intentions, because I know my throat is still blocked to some extent. My intention is to go to Toastmasters, which is an international public speaking club in a way. And it doesn't matter where I am or if I'm traveling or not. Everywhere there are Toastmaster meetings, and once you're in the club, you can join them all. I want to get really good in speaking, and now I'm still just, I'm riffing off my own stuff, but there's a lot of soft uhs and ahs, and sometimes I don't know what I'm saying really. I'm just flowing, and I want to be more concise, also for you, but also for me, and just to communicate. That's one of my intentions for 2026. And one of the guidances that I really need to work on is the voice. So, practical, let's activate it. Let's go to speaking lessons, voice activations, singing lessons. Do and develop ways for you to express yourself. You might not like, the voice might not be your thing, but maybe you like images or video or music, Even picking up a guitar or a piano might increase your voice chakra, because you are learning a new way of expressing yourself emotionally or visually that you simply didn't have before. So allow yourself to really take some lessons and get better in expression if the voice is your problem right now. Okay, the third eye. Very practical again, but specify what you want. If you say to somebody, I want to lose weight this year, and the person says, how much? And you don't know, you're not specific yet. And if you know how much and you say 20 pounds, and the person says, how? And you have no clue how, again, you're not specific yet. The how might change, but at least have a starting point. You might say, okay, from next week on forward, I go 3 times to the gym together with a friend. And I will do 50% weight training and 50% cardio. And I will make sure every time I go, I will spend at least an hour inside, even if I don't feel like it. Okay, now we're getting into specific territory. And I will measure myself at the end of every month to record my progress. I will make pictures of myself at the end of every month to motivate myself, to see how am I doing, to get feedback on the progress. Okay, now we're getting specific. You understand how just spending a little bit more time on your vision can create specifics, so that whenever a curious person just asks you deeper questions about your goal, that you know, like, this is what I'm here to do. I know exactly what I'm creating here. If it's a business, if you want to start up a business, you might specify yourself in clients, or how many hours you want to spend on it, or how much money or monthly revenue, whatever it is, specify yourself. It's so easy. Like, I know, for example, I want to get better in YouTube. I know I'm all speaking lessons is going to be one. Another thing that I really love from a very young age is creating presentations. So I want to do more presentations like that, and let me know if this is valuable. If you love the visuals that I'm creating and the presentation I'm creating, or maybe it's just boring. Please be honest. Give me some feedback, because I would love, like, ideally, I would love to create presentations. It's very naturally in my mind and in my field to create presentations. But overall, presentations are also quite boring, right? When somebody comes up with you and, oh yeah, I made a PowerPoint, you're maybe like, meh, I don't know. And you might already immediately go looking on your phone. So I want to make sure this is still engaging enough and valuable enough for you. But I want to get better in YouTube. And one specific that I know is, okay, I want to make at least 2 videos a week. I didn't do that for the last year. I want to make 2 videos a week. That's another 100 videos next year. And I want to make sure that every video that I create gives a person an actionable value. So an actionable step based on the value. Here you have a lot of actionable steps. It will not always be 7 different steps for you to take based on how you feel, but it will always be something practical, actionable. So even though we're going into the spiritual realms, a video is so much more worth if there is some inspirational action that goes after the video, right? So this is my specifics of it, right? I want to make 2 YouTube videos. I want to make them more valuable. I want to include more presentations, if it's welcome, into the videos. And I want to get speaking lessons so that I can become better in my expression. That's a lot more specific. You might all say, but how long are the videos going to be? That's another specific. I want to do long form, probably between 10 minutes and an hour. I can maybe be more specific. It probably will be between half an hour and 50 minutes. But I also feel if I just make everything half an hour, it feels restricted to me. Then you can even be more specific, like, okay, but what are you going to talk about on YouTube? That's also when I get more specific in. I want to make sure spiritual seekers are empowered to create their dream lives and to set up businesses and to move away from time constraints and money constraints and completely put in a space where you are completely free to decide what to do with your time, if you so desire, and completely free to have enough money stream and flow coming in. I'm so grateful I started to create that for myself, and I would love to share it. And it's such a beautiful blend with listening to Spirit. Like, Spirit wants this too. Spirit wants you to take control over your time and wants you to be completely abundant and prosperous. There is no such thing that Spirit wants you to be poor and renunciate everything. That's a path of true focus on God, but that's not what Spirit wants for every human being. Every human being wants to be prosperous, have complete control over your most valuable resource, which is your time. So this channel is going to be more focused on that direction. So that's the specifics of the vision that I already have. So if you like that, feel free to subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff below. Shameless plug. Let's go to the crown chakra. I went on a rant there. The crown chakra, the easiest way to open it is to silence meditation, one of the purest forms of meditation. I'm so grateful I started it when I was very young. And ask questions while you are in the meditative state, not when your mind is still active, but first meditate. Allow yourself to be very calm. Allow yourself to feel more fluid or liquid than material, which makes sense. When you meditate a lot, you start to you understand that. If you never meditated, you're like, what, more liquid? Anyway, you are more liquid than material, and you are more space than material or liquid. Actually, you're 99.99999% space, which the Sanskrit word for space is akasha. That's really what I am based in, and what I'm teaching all comes from the space and doesn't really come from matter. And by meditation, you will feel more space and feel more of your energy than your matter. From this space, when you are allowed, when you're in that wavy, spacious zone of being, ask. Ask a question, whatever you want to know. What is my next step in creating my dream life? What will nourish my soul right now? Does this idea that I want to create, this losing 20 pounds or building up my YouTube channel or going on a TED Talk, does that actually nourish my soul? Or is this just somebody else's mission and I'm just following based on expectations? And just listen what comes through. Listen what comes back in your field. It can be a sense of knowing, it can be a visual, it can be literally words, but the meditative space and your spirit, your soul, loves to talk with you. And I believe the meditative space is the best place to talk with your soul. And you will know very quickly if something is nourishing for your soul. So, this was the system that I wanted to share with you. Do you see this is even way more powerful than brain-heart coherence? This is chakra coherence. This is from all the way to the bottom to all the way to the top of yourself. You are able to create from all of these levels. And that's what I so love about the Sacred Alignment Academy. Like, this is what we do. As soon as you come in, we have a specific breath work, and we have every day of the week we spend on one of these energy centers. And we go from top to bottom, and then back to top, and then to bottom, and back to top, like a flow, like an inhale and an exhale, basically. And we are creating through this system exactly your dream life. So if you want to have such a system that is just there for you, that you don't have to think about, you just log in and you see, oh, it's my throat day. Let me see what I have to do on my throat day. And you just get the instructions. It's perfect for that. And just to learn more about how to live like this and live this lifestyle, that space is absolutely perfect for that. We're really shifting frequency since we started that, and I'm just so grateful for the people that are there. If you're watching this and you are in the Sacred Alignment Academy and you are all the way to the end of the video, feel free to share in the comments what you have experienced so far, because I know we share it inside all the time, but it will be really powerful for you if you could share something for people that might be interested in that. But even without you feeling called to join in this academy, know that you can create from this state. You don't need the academy to create this chakra coherence. You don't need this academy. Like what it was in this video already shows you, when it comes to the ID, or when it comes to creating your heaven on earth, which questions feel like a complete yes. You know, the questions that we went through, which one feel like a complete yes and which one don't feel like a complete yes. If you haven't write that down yet, maybe go back and write that down. See which of these questions feel like yes and which questions feel like, I don't know if I feel safe, or I don't know if I feel I can speak with authenticity. if you know, okay, I don't feel safe and I don't know if I can speak with authenticity, then you know exactly which chakras you can focus on. And in this example, it would be your root, ground more, and say to yourself that you are safe, and let that be a realization inside of your field. And go and do voice activations and speaking lessons or learn an instrument, and you will be able to express yourself so much easier in a very short period of time. And like that, we can just keep on asking these questions and keep on working on the energy center in a very practical way and opening that energy center until the whole system is just open. And as soon as that happens, you're off. You're like, you go. There's no stopping. You will feel radiant. You will feel confident. You just give yourself permission and allowance and feel empowered every step of the way. And I wish that for you in 2026. And I hope that this energy, like the energy of this video, shows you that this is not something out there. This is part of your system. You can start tapping into this from right now onward. Wouldn't it be amazing to create from this state in 2026? Oof. Oof. Powerful stuff. Okay, this was my last video of 2025. I wish you an incredible New Year's. In Dutch we say old and new. I wanted to say old and new, but that's weird in English. I wish you an incredible New Year's. Enjoy. Go in with this year with intention. It's a year one. It's gonna be the Chinese year of the horse. Numerologically, it's going to be year one. We did a very powerful energy update of 2026. If you want to have the replay of that, it's available, and you can check the links below to receive that replay completely for free. We went through many topics, and one of them was intention, and being very intentional is going to be more powerful than ever before, because this is a 1 year. So I wish you to start this year with great intention. I wish you to start creating from your full energy system and report back to me how your heaven on earth looked like and how easy it has become to create it based on the system that we just laid down. I love you so much. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Let's go.